Welcome friends. Let us go to the next part of the nitrogen family, that is oxyacids. Acids, everybody knows acid is that substance which can donate the protons, which is acting as source of protons, which can liberate the H plus ions. But oxyacid is also an acid. Here what makes the difference between the oxyacid and the normal acid is acid can be anything which is producing H plus. Whereas oxyacid is that one that H plus is produced by cleavage of O and H connectivity. That is, acid consisting of oxygens and as well as hydrogens, in which OH bonds are compulsory. By cleavage of this OH connectivity, if it is able to produce protons, able to produce H plus ions out, give out the H plus ions ability containing systems are said to be oxyacids. Here oxyacids are there for the nitrogen, oxyacids are also there for the phosphorus. Oxyacids by its definition formula can be given as element oxygen followed by hydrogens combination with different number of quantities which is having ability to produce H plus ions by the cleavage of OH connectivities. Here we are discussing nitrogen oxyacids. Here there are oxyacids for nitrogen known as hyponitrous acid. Structure, formula followed by oxidation state and the number of replaceable hydrogens and the corresponding name of the salt, hyponitrite. Similarly, hydronitrous acid, here it is having 4 OHs, it is tetrabasic acid. The oxidation state of nitrogen is +2 and it is corresponding salts are said to be hydronitrites. Whereas nitrous acid, very important acid of the nitrogen, nitrous acid, oxidation number +3, formula is HNO2, structure appears to be like this, whereas it is monobasic acid and the salts are said to be nitrites. Whereas HNO3, nitric acid, oxidation number is +5, highest oxidation state, structure appears to be like this, having one OH connectivity. It is also monobasic acid and the salts are said to be highest oxidation state containing salts, hence said to be nitrates. The last one is pernitrous acid. It is peroxy bond containing nitrous acid. Instead of NOH, NOOH connectivity is there. This bond is peroxy bond, hence it is said to be peroxynitrous acid. If the peroxy is not there, it is nitrous. Having of peroxy, it is said to be pernitrous acid. Otherwise, peroxynitrous acid, oxidation number remains +3. It is also monobasic acid and the corresponding salts are said to be pernitrites. Here if we remember one particular thing, the highest possible oxidation state is said to be 8 and the next highest, that is less by 2 units. Here in this case 5 is the highest. +5 oxidation state containing salts are said to be nitrate salts, whereas less by this by 2 units, that is +3, nitrous acid and corresponding salts are said to be nitrites. Whereas hypo stands for less by another 2, so therefore here it is 3 minus 2, that will becomes equal to 1 and corresponding salts are also said to be nitrite salts of less unit. So therefore these are known as hyponitrites and remaining all are derivatives. Hydronitrous, hydronitrous stands for nitrous followed by water molecules addition. Hyponitrous, pernitrous stands for nitrous followed by peroxy bond, corresponding salts are pernitrites and corresponding salts are hydronitrites, etc. The important varieties of nitric acids are two. One is nitrous acid and second one is nitric acid, HNO2 and HNO3. Now we will go in detail related to the nitrous as well as the nitric acid related step. Next is preparation of nitrous acid. The formula of nitrous acid is HNO2. Whereas the structure of nitrous acid is OH connectivity is there, it is monobasic acid and nitrogen is connected with oxygen through a double bond and it is having lone pair, it is non-linear structure. We will discuss structure also. Whereas the primary important information related to nitrous acid is it is just known in the solution, whereas pure form of nitrous acid in the 100% of exclusive form without present as a part of water is unknown, hence it is unstable and it is not known in its pure form. It is always known just in the form of its corresponding solution, that is aqueous solution is known. Preparations, it is prepared from the corresponding nitrites. As I said in the beginning, the salts of nitrous acid are said to be nitrites having NO2, whereas these nitrites on reaction with the mineral acids like HCl, sulfuric acid and the phosphoric acids, these are converted to corresponding nitrous acid. See here, sodium nitrite on reaction with HCl, it is converted to here sodium chloride followed by what? HNO2. Whereas this reaction is a simple disproportionation, simple reaction, double displacement reaction. There is no change in oxidation number. It is non-redox reaction. It is non-redox and the DD reaction, double displacement reaction. Similarly, potassium nitrate on reaction with the sulfuric acid is converted to potassium sulfate followed by what? HNO2. Then how you will prepare the nitrites? The basically exclusive amounts of nitrates are present in the nature. Nitrates on reduction are converted to nitrites. Nitrates on reaction with the lead-like substances, these are converted to lead oxide. It undergoes oxidation. Whereas this particular nitrates of nitrogen of +5 oxidation state undergoes reduction. This undergoes oxidation, hence it undergoes reduction. This reaction is example for redox reaction. Thus, nitrates on reaction with metals like lead are converted to lead oxide followed by nitrites. These nitrites on reaction with the mineral acids are converted to nitrous acid, that is HNO2 is obtained. And secondly, another one important method is from barium nitrate. Barium nitrate on reaction with sulfuric acid, it is converted to barium sulfate, which is a PPT, easily separatable, and in this reaction nitrous acid is prepared, that is HNO2 is prepared. And the last method is N2O3, that is nitrogen dinitrogen trioxide on reaction with water, it is converted to HNO2 because it is known as anhydride of nitrous acid. Oxidation number is +3. So here also acid is maintaining +3. Here these two are differed by water. Hence N2O3 is anhydride of HNO2 or HNO2 is the hydrate of the N2O3. Dinitrogen trioxide on reaction with water, it is converted to HNO2. Thus, from nitrates to nitrites, nitrites followed by mineral acids, barium nitrate followed by exclusively sulfuric acid, and the dinitrogen trioxide on reaction with water, it is converted to nitrous acid. These are the preparation methods of the nitrous acid. Yes, properties of nitrous acid. Nitrous acid is weak monobasic acid. As being it is monobasic acid, it reacts with the bases. On reaction with sodium hydroxide, this is acid, this is base, salt formation takes place, that is sodium nitrite formation takes place. Here it is a disproportion, that is double displacement reaction. There won't be any change in any of the oxidation numbers. Thus here nitrogen maintaining +3 is also maintained in the product itself. Thus it is non-redox followed by what? Double displacement reaction. Similarly, here HNO2 is unstable and on its own it undergoes self-oxidation. Here it can form salts, it can undergo self-oxidation, that is auto-oxidation. It is acting as oxidizing agent and reducing agent because it maintains intermediate oxidation state. It can react with ammonia, it can react with urea, and it can react with the different varieties of aliphatic as well as the aromatic amines. These are the things that we are discussing. And second one is auto-oxidation. In aqueous solution on its own, under cool conditions only, it undergoes oxidation. That oxidation is auto-oxidation. In this auto-oxidation, it undergoes oxidation implies oxidation number increases. It is converted to HNO3, that is nitric acid formation takes place, followed by reduction product, that is nitric oxide, NO formation takes place. This reaction is an example for redox reaction, and that too disproportionation reaction, DP reaction, because here nitrogen of intermediate oxidation state +3 increased its oxidation number and decreased its oxidation number. Next one, on heating, suppose solution of HNO2 is there. This solution of HNO2 on heating, it is getting converted as nitrogen, dinitrogen trioxide followed by what? Water molecule. This dinitrogen trioxide also under that heating condition can decompose as a equimolar mixture of nitrous oxide followed by nitric oxide followed by dinitrogen trioxide, whereas this nitric oxide followed by nitrogen dioxide, this nitrogen dioxide is having brown in color, that is brown colored gas formation takes place. As I said, This nitrogen is maintaining intermediate in oxidation state implies what? It can increase its oxidation number and at the same time it can decrease its oxidation number. Suppose if it is increased its oxidation number, that process is known as oxidation and HNO2 is known as reducing agent. Similarly, if it involved in reduction of oxidation number, then it is said to be reduction process. In that process, HNO2 is said to be what? Oxidizing agent. Now let us go for the oxidizing agent reactions of the HNO2 where HNO2 undergoes reduction. So in the reduction, the next lower oxidation state eligible for the nitrogen of HNO2 is NO. In NO, the oxidation number of nitrogen is +2, whereas in HNO2 the oxidation number is +3. +3 is converted to +2 implies what? It takes 1 electron. It is oxidizing agent of capacity of how many electrons? 1 electron. One molecule of HNO2 is eligible to take 1 electron. The potential equation, if I write on behalf of the expected starting material and the product behalf of HNO2 is converted to NO, whereas +3 oxidation state is converted to +2. If I write that one in terms of oxidation becomes easy. So therefore, I can write 2 molecules of HNO2 is converted to 2 molecules of NO, H2O followed by what? 1 oxygen. 1 oxygen is eligible of how many electrons? 2 electrons. Yes. So therefore, as per this potential equation is concerned, it becomes clear that 1 HNO2 molecule is capable of taking 1 electron to oxidize the compounds. This on reaction with potassium iodide to iodine, 2 molecules of HNO2 is required. Similarly, SnCl2 followed by HCl. With respect to HNO2 is converted to SnCl4. Here 2 oxidation number is increased by 2. 2 can be possible by 2 HNO2. Sulfur dioxide is converted to sulfur trioxide. Sulfur trioxide on reaction with water it is converted to sulfuric acid. Water is present, so therefore sulfur trioxide oxidation number increased by 2 units. So therefore here also we require 2 molecules of HNO2. Remaining all are spectator ions. We can balance the things. And here out of 2 molecules of NO2 will come, 2 molecules of NO will come. H2S is converted to sulfur. Here also sulfur -2 state is converted to 0. It is increased by 2 units. It requires 2 molecules of HNO2. Ferrous sulfate is converted to ferric sulfate, oxidation number increased by 1 unit, but within this molecule 2 ferruses are there, hence we required here also 2 molecules of HNO2. Similarly, sodium arsenite is converted to sodium arsenate. Here also oxidation number of +3 is converted to +5, incremented by 2 units, is possible by 2 molecules of HNO2, and here it is producing 2 molecules of NO. Remaining all are spectator ions. Similarly, it is also acting as reducing agent. Reducing agent implies it undergo oxidation. The oxidation product for the HNO2 when it is acting as reducing agent is HNO3. Whereas if I write the potential equation in terms of oxygen, that is HNO2 after taking nascent oxygen it is converted to HNO3. Thus each nitrogen of HNO2 is losing how many electrons? 2 electrons it is losing. Gaining 1 oxygen implies what? Losing of 2 electrons. In that way there are reactions related to the reducing agent properties of the HNO2. Let us go for the reducing agent properties. Let us go for the reactions of this HNO2 which is acting as reducing agent. When it is acting as reducing agent, it undergoes oxidation and it is converted to nitric acid. Oxidation number increased by 2 units. So it is capable of liberating 2 electrons. So therefore bromine, on reaction with bromine undergoes reduction. Bromine followed by HNO2, it is converted to HNO3 followed by HBr. Similarly, highly oxidized position containing KMnO4, it also undergoes reduction. With the HNO2, it is converted in presence of sulfuric acid, it is converted to K2SO4 followed by MnSO4. Whereas here oxidation number decreases by 5 units, here oxidation number decreased by 1 unit. So therefore 2 bromines, 2 units. Similarly, K2Cr2O7, here oxidation number is present for chromium as +7 is reduced to +3. So it is reduced, and as a counterpart HNO3 oxidized product is obtained. It is also possible in presence of sulfuric acid because we are expecting K2SO4 and Cr2SO4 thrice. Similarly, KMnO4 is also possible in presence of sulfuric acid because it is producing K2SO4 followed by what? MnSO4. In the last case, hydrogen peroxide loses oxygen. That oxygen is taken by HNO2 and it is converted to HNO3, and this molecule after losing oxygen is converted to water molecule. Thus, these are all are examples for the reduction properties where HNO2 is acting as reducing agent, and these are all reactions are redox reactions. Oxidation and reduction is present. We know the oxidizing agent, we know the reducing agent, thereby we can balance. We know the spectator ions, we know the product formed also. Thus balance can be possible. Reaction with ammonia. Ammonia is a base. HNO2 is an acid. So therefore, the liberated proton of HNO2 is taken by ammonia and it is converted to ammonium counter nitrate. Ammonium nitrate formation takes place. This ammonium nitrate on heating, already we looked at the preparations of nitrogen also. Ammonium nitrate on heating, their oxidation number of combined two nitrogens is 0, hence it is converted to nitrogen. Ammonium nitrate is converted to nitrogen, whereas ammonium nitrite is converted to nitrogen. If it is ammonium nitrate, then it will be N2O, that is nitrous oxide formation is possible. Reaction with urea, this is a special case. HNO2 readily combines with urea, as a result it is converted to carbon dioxide followed by what? Carbon dioxide formation takes place. Carbon dioxide and the nitrogen formation takes place. Then how this particular reaction occurs is, this particular nitrogen having of lone pair, and here hydrogen and the here OH group both are eliminated in the form of water. This remained NH is connected with the NO. It involves in resonance, as a result in between N and N double bond formation followed by OH will be possible here. And here once again, because here it is good leaving group, nitrogen is more electronegative on both the sides. Water molecule is acting as a nucleophile. OH connects with the C double bond O, that is carbonic acid formation occurs. And here in reverse polarization, this OH combines with the H plus of the water. As water it will be given out, and here nitrogen comes out. Thus we will be getting, that is carbonic acid, water followed by nitrogen. Carbonic acid is unstable and loses water molecule and it is converted to carbon dioxide. Thus, overall products that we are expecting in this case are, we are expecting dinitrogen, we are expecting carbon dioxide, and we are expecting that water molecules in this case. And reaction with amines, aliphatic and aromatic primary amines reacts differently with the nitrous acid, whereas aliphatic primary amines are converted to corresponding hydroxy compounds. If it is aromatic, like aniline is there, aniline on reaction with nitrous acid. Nitrous acid has to be prepared initiatively. Nitrous acid is combination of what? Here it is combination of sodium chloride followed by what? Nitrous acid, HCl, NaNO2 followed by HCl. This is NaNO2 followed by HCl combination. That is preparation methods of this one. It leads to the formation of initiative preparation of this nitrous acid followed by HCl is present in that. Whereas in this reaction, these are also similar to that of this urea reaction. These two combines, and once again resonance occurs over here in presence of H plus of the HCl. Water molecule is eliminated, thereby diazonium is obtained. This diazonium is counterbalanced by the Cl minus of HCl. Thus aryl diazonium compounds are obtained, which are less stable and stable in between 0 to 5 degrees centigrade. Thus aryl diazonium compounds are obtained with the aromatic amines, whereas aliphatic amines are directly converted to, primary aliphatic amines are converted to alcohols, and the aromatic primary amines are converted to corresponding diazonium compounds. These are the properties related to the nitrous acid known as HNO2. The structure and uses of the HNO2. Structure of HNO2 can be present in this manner. One OH bond can be present, whereas another one tautomeric form is also present. In that, nitrogen is directly connected with the hydrogen and connected with the double bond oxygen and coordinate covalent bond oxygen. This is also another eligible structure for the nitrous acid. And this particular form, if it is connected with any of the alkyl group, these are said to be nitroalkanes. And in this form, if it is connected, R is replaced by H is replaced by R group, those are said to be what? Nitrite form. These are nitroalkanes, these are alkyl nitrites. Whereas the uses, the basic uses of nitrous acid is, as we discussed, it is acting as oxidizing agent, it is acting as reducing agent, and mainly it is used for the conversion of amines to alcohols, aliphatic amines to direct alcohols, aromatic amines to diazonium compounds, and which are used in the formation of different dyes. These are the applications and the uses, structural features, and the properties of the nitrous acid, that is HNO2. Preparations of nitric acid. Nitric acid is the stable acid and it is the strongest acid. It is prepared in the laboratory and there are commercial methods like Ostwald method as well as the Brickland and Ide method. Let us go for these of all things followed by its concentration. Whereas first one is from lab. Generally it is prepared from the nitrate salt. Nitrate salt on reaction with the mineral acids like HCl, otherwise the sulfuric acid. Here without any redox reaction, here double displacement reaction takes place. Thus nitrates on reaction with acid, they are converted to nitric acid and under one salt formation takes place here. This is non-redox reaction and double displacement reaction. This is non-redox double displacement reaction. And second one is from the Ostwald method. In Ostwald method we are using ammonia is the starting material. Ammonia on reaction with the oxygen by using either platinum or rhodium as the catalyst at 800 degrees centigrade and 6 to 7 atmospheres of pressure, it is converted to nitric oxide. This nitric oxide on combination with atmospheric oxygen in a reversible manner it forms nitrogen dioxide. This nitrogen dioxide plus water followed by oxygen, everything will occur, oxidation followed by hydrolysis and that leads to the formation of nitric acid. This is Ostwald process. And whereas the second one, Brickland and Ide process. In this process, what we are taking is directly from atmosphere we are collecting nitrogen and the oxygen. This nitrogen and the oxygen chemical combination by using electrical arc, it is converted to nitric oxide. This nitric oxide plus oxygen leads to the formation of nitrogen dioxide. This nitrogen dioxide on hydrolysis, it is a mixed anhydride. It leads to the formation of equimolar mixture of HNO2 and HNO3. This HNO3 is our required. HNO2 once again undergoes decomposition, that is auto-oxidation, that we made the discussion. It is converted to HNO3 followed by NO. NO is recovered and it is used as a material for the oxidation to convert to NO2. Thus, in this process, in Brickland and Ide process, from the gaseous mixtures of nitrogen and the oxygen, we will prepare the nitric acid. Whereas the nitric acid is obtained is always consisting of some amount of NO2. Due to having of this NO2, it fumes and that is said to be fuming nitric acid and it is having color also, that is brown in color. More amount of NO2 is there, more fumes will comes out and it is known as fuming nitric acid. Whereas in order to eliminate the unwanted NO2 which is offering brown in color to the nitric acid, the dry current of nitrogen gas is sent. As a result, NO2 will be replaced. And here the concentration, generally aqueous solution of nitric acid is having little percentage. This is made to undergo distillation to increase its concentration up to 68.5%. On distillation, more than 68.5 is not obtained. Whereas by using sulfuric acid is acting as dehydrating agent, it takes the water. As a result, it is converted to 98% of sulfuric acid. To get the pure 100% of HNO3, it has to subject it to freezing mixture where the water content is crystalled out, then the remaining substance is HNO3, thus pure and the 100% of nitric acid can be obtained. Thus, nitric acid in the laboratory from nitrates and commercial scale from the Ostwald process, otherwise the Brickland and Ide process. In Ostwald process, ammonia and oxygen combination, whereas in Brickland and Ide process, nitrogen and the oxygen combination is taken. Thus, nitric acid preparation, its concentration, why it is known as fuming nitric acid, how to make it purify, how to make it concentrate, all things of nitric acid related informations for the preparation are like this. Now the properties related to the nitric acid, physical properties are like this. In pure form, it is colorless, fuming liquid and it is having pungent odor. The fuming nature is due to presence of nitrogen dioxide. When it is allowed to stand for long time, it undergoes decomposition in such a way that it is generating NO2 followed by oxygen. That NO2 is responsible for its fuming nature and if it is present, it offers color, that is brown color, and it is said to be impure nitric acid also. That is, it becomes impure on standing, whereas on heating conditions or on exposure towards the light, it is converted to NO2 and O2. That impure is brown in color due to the presence of nitrogen dioxide, whereas it is completely soluble in water and it forms an azeotropic mixture. Whereas the original nitric acid related melting and boiling points are, melting point is minus 41.7 degrees centigrade and boiling point is 83.6 degrees centigrade. It is corrosive to the skin. It reacts with the proteins present in our skin. Keratin is a protein which is fibrous protein which is responsible for the structural features. Generally it is present in hair, nails and etc. That particular protein readily combines with the HNO3 and forms yellow colored spots on the body, and these are said to be xanthates. Thus xanthate formation is, yellow color xanthate formation takes place. Thus it is most irritating towards the skin and produces yellow color stains. That yellow color stains are due to the protein reaction with the nitric acid, especially keratin protein combines with the nitric acid and produces yellow color stains. Those are what? Xanthates. And let us go for the structure of nitric acid. OH followed by N double bond O and the one day2 bond is present. These can involve in resonance. Like this, a hybridized structure can be written for the HNO3. Similarly, the important salt that is formed by the nitric acid is nitrate salt. Nitrate is NO3 minus. NO3 minus structure can be present like this, and you can involve this one in resonance. Suppose if it is forming double bond, this will become lone pair of electrons. Similarly, this may become day2 bond, this may become day2 bond also. Like this, we are having three varieties of structures. A mixed hybridized structure is present for the nitrate. Overall, three oxygens are holding one unit of negative charge and is known as what? NO3 minus, nitrate ion. What we can say this one as? Ion. That ion is nitrate, this is nitrate ion. Nitrate ion is resonance stabilized by the oxygen. Three oxygens will share one unit of negative charge. It is resonance hybrid of nitrogen followed by three oxygen related structures in which one unit of negative charge is shared by three particular structures. Chemical properties. Chemical properties of nitric acid. Nitric acid is known as aqua fortis. That is very strong water. Water combines with water, dissolves many of the things. In the same way, nitric acid is also readily reacts with the almost all the things present in the periodic table. Hence, it is said to be strongest acid. Nothing but what? Aqua fortis. Whereas thermal stability related property, it is thermally stable. But on heating, what happens is it is converted to NO2 gas followed by what? Oxygen gas is liberated. Due to this particular reason, on long standing, what happens is brown color nature is appeared for HNO3. That is due to NO2 gas which is having brown in nature, brown in color. Acidic property, we are saying it as HNO3 nitric acid. It is an acid consisting of one OH bond, hence it is monobasic acid, and that too strong acid because after liberation of the proton, nitrate ion is stable because that one unit negative charge present on the nitrate is shared between the three oxygens. Hence, resonance wise it is more stabilized one. It is having three resonance structures. Resonance hybridized structure is there. In that resonance hybridized structure, that one unit negative charge is present over three particular oxygens. So 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, which is relatively more stable. Hence, it is existing implies what? It is acting as good source of proton. Whatever the quantity of H plus is there, H is there, that H is coming out in the form of H plus out. So therefore it is strongest acid, and that too it is monobasic acid. It readily combines with the oxides, hydroxides, similarly carbonates, bicarbonates and the sulfides. See here, in case of carbonates, in case of bicarbonates, in case of sulfides, the gases like carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide will be liberated. These are all are bases, metal oxides, metal hydroxides, metal carbonates, similarly metal bicarbonates and metal bisulfide, metal sulfides on reaction with HNO3. Let us go for example, one of the oxide, calcium oxide on reaction with HNO3, it is converted to calcium nitrate. Similarly, sodium hydroxide, sodium nitrate, sodium carbonate is converted to sodium nitrate followed by sodium bicarbonate. Similarly, calcium carbonate is converted to calcium nitrate. This sodium bicarbonate, once again, if you make that one to react with excess amount of HNO3, this is converted to sodium nitrate followed by carbon dioxide gas is liberated. Similarly, sulfides also on reaction with HNO3, this is converted to sodium nitrate followed by sulfur dioxide gas. And here it is also acting as good oxidizing agent. thus it is maintaining higher oxidation number, it goes to the lower oxidation numbers. While it is transferring towards the lower oxidation number by taking electrons, it makes the others to undergo oxidation, hence it is good oxidizing agent. Here different varieties of products are formed, different varieties of oxides of nitrogens are formed. Generally what happens is, if more concentrated nitric acid is taken, when it is acting as oxidizing agent, as a result this nitric acid is converted to NO2, that is nitrogen with +4 oxidation state, by liberation of 1 unit of nascent oxygen from the 2 units of HNO3. This is the potential equation. Oxidation number decreased by 1 unit for each nitrogen in case of strong HNO3 conditions. Whereas if it is dilute nitric acid, under dilute conditions what happens is, this oxidation number decreases a lot and reaches towards +2 by forming nitric oxide. Here the oxidation number decreased for each nitrogen is 3 units. See here, nitrogen of +5 is converted to +2 by gaining of 3 electrons, +3 conversion to +5 conversion to +2 by gaining of 3 electrons. Whereas in this case, the same +5 is converted to +4 by gaining of 1 electron. Thus, we can roughly remember one particular thing. When concentrated nitric acid is there, the byproduct is nitrogen dioxide NO2. Whereas if it is dilute nitric acid, the product is NO nitric acid, that is NO formation takes place. Thus, there are reactions related to the nitric acid. Let us go for the reactions where nitric acid is acting as oxidizing agent. Yes, HNO3 as oxidizing agent, as we discussed under concentrated conditions, HNO3 is converted to NO2, change in oxidation number is 1 unit, whereas under dilute conditions it is converted to nitric oxide, that is change in oxidation number is 3 units. Suppose H2S is there, H2S on reaction with concentrated HNO3, the product is same, sulfur formation occurs followed by NO2 is the byproduct, whereas under dilute conditions, sulfur followed by what? Nitric oxide is the product. Similarly, sulfur dioxide on concentrated conditions and dilute conditions, sulfur formation followed by, here the NO2 and the NO formations is possible. Sorry, when sulfur dioxide undergoes oxidation, it undergoes higher oxidation product, that is sulfuric acid formation takes place. Sulfuric acid formation followed by what? Here NO2. Whereas if it is dilute, that leads to the formation of sulfuric acid followed by what? NO. Similarly, HBr gives bromine, the same NO2 and NO are the products. Hi gives iodine followed by NO2 and NO. Ferrous sulfate, under concentrated conditions, ferrous sulfate is converted to ferric sulfate, whereas the byproduct is nitrogen dioxide. Whereas if it is dilute HNO3, that is nitric oxide is formed. This nitric oxide once again recombines with the ferrous sulfate and forms FeH2O5NO, SO4 formation takes place. Thus, nitric acid under concentrated and the dilute conditions, product formed will be the same, but the oxide formed from the nitric acid in the form of byproduct will be different. Under concentrated conditions it is NO2, whereas under dilute conditions it is not NO2, it is what? NO by change in oxidation number of 3 units. Under concentrated HNO3 conditions, here it may be stopped over here if it is less in quantity. If it is excess in quantity, once again product will be different. Suppose the compounds like boron, carbon, tin, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, sulfur and iodine, whenever allowed to react with the concentrated nitric acid, it results into nitrogen dioxide followed by oxidation of the compound to the other one, that is boron is converted to boric acid, carbon is converted to carbonic acid, tin is converted to metastannic acid, phosphorus is converted to phosphoric acid, arsenic acid, antimonic acid, similarly sulfuric acid, and iodine is converted to iodic acid, HiO3. Here everywhere the oxidation number increases. This is +3 and here it is +4 is the oxidation state. Here also +4, nitrogen, phosphorus family +5, sulfur family +6, iodine family +7. Thus, oxidation number of all the things goes on increasing and the ultimate product is nitrogen dioxide. Thus, on reaction with non-metals, the corresponding highest oxidation number containing acid is obtained and in that HNO3 is reduced to nitrogen dioxide. Nitric acid reacts with metals also, but the formed products and the byproducts are different. In general, what happens is metal on reaction with nitric acid, it is converted to nitrate, followed by what? Hydrogen will be liberated. That hydrogen once again recombines with the nitric acid. As a result, reduction occurs. It may be converted to nitrogen dioxide, nitric oxide, nitrogen, and the ammonia. Whatever the product is formed, that product formation depends on first one, nature of the metal. What is the metal over here? And nature and concentration of the nitric acid, whichever amount of nitric acid is left, and the temperature conditions followed by the impurity present in the system is also influencing. These are the factors. On behalf of all these things, for the nitric acid of concentrated product will be different, byproduct will be different, or dilute byproduct will be different. Thus, on behalf of these particular information, metals are divided into categories. Thus, metals which are above the hydrogen electrochemical series behaves in one fashion. Metals below the hydrogen electrochemical series behaves in one fashion. Along with this, for clarity, metals which are passive towards the HNO3 does not react. They form a layer. Further reaction does not occur. Those kind of metals, and metals which are unreactive towards the HNO3, that is noble metals like Rm, platinum, rhodium, iridium. Whereas above the electrochemical series, some of the examples like zinc, ferrous, tin, and the lead. Below the electrochemical series, that is less electropositive metals like copper, Rm, mercury. And the passive metals, ferrous, cobalt, nickel, chromium, aluminum, followed by unreactive metals. Like this, metals are divided. Now we will go each particular variety of the metal reactivity with the HNO3 under different conditions, and what are the eligible products, and what might be the reasons in a explainable manner, in a wide manner, which will give a clear clarity forever in case of nitric acid. Yes, metals above the hydrogen present in the electrochemical series, whenever on reaction with under different conditions of HNO3, the different products are formed. The main product is nitrate, followed by byproduct will be different. Here, with respect to zinc, concentrated condition is that one above 70% of nitric acid. If that is used, ultimately in all the cases the byproduct is nitrogen dioxide, that is NO2. Whereas 20% if you use, that is dilute. Under this zinc condition, dilute if we use, the byproduct will be what? Nitric oxide, N2O formation takes place. That is a special case. Whereas very dilute conditions like less than 6% or 6% of nitric acid is used. Under that conditions, ammonia formation occurs. Ammonia once again recombines with nitric acid. Already we made the discussion that leads to the formation of ammonium nitrate. Thus we wrote all the things of zinc at one place. Zinc on reaction with concentrated HNO3, zinc on reaction with dilute HNO3, zinc on reaction with very dilute HNO3. Every case zinc nitrate is common, followed by here concentrated conditions gives nitrogen dioxide, dilute conditions gives nitric oxide, and whereas very dilute condition gives ammonium nitrate. Suppose if I go for the lead on reaction with concentrated HNO3 gives lead nitrate followed by NO2, and dilute conditions it is going to be giving, that is NO, that is nitric oxide formation takes place. Similarly, ferrous also gives ferric nitrate followed by nitrogen dioxide and the nitric oxide. But in case of ferrous and some other metals, what happens is this nitrite, whichever is formed as nitrate, nitrate is present in the form of a layer over the ferrous, and it doesn't allows the remaining amount of nitric acid to react with the ferrous. As a result, it appears to be non-reactive. It appears to be non-reactive, that is said to be passive. And passive nature is not only just present for this particular ferrous, it is also present for chromium, it is also present for aluminum, ferrous. Such kind of metals, after formation of nitrate as a layer over its surface, it never makes that one, and it is very unbreakable. Further nitric acid doesn't react with the metal, it is acting as a shield, hence it appears to be non-reactive. Such kind of things are said to be what? Passive with respect to HNO3. Metals, not only ferrous, along with the ferrous, aluminium, chromium, ferrous, cobalt, nickel are passive towards the HNO3, because in these of all the cases, over the metal surface, nitrate layer formation occurs which is unbreakable with the further nitric acid. So nitric acid never reaches here to react with this remaining metal, hence it appears to be non-reactive, and these of all are said to be what? Passive metals. Whereas metals which are present below the hydrogen and electrochemical series, when are allowed to react with the nitric acid under concentrated and dilute conditions, main product is nitrate is same, followed by what? The byproduct. Concentrated conditions, nitrogen dioxide is formed, that is +4 oxidation state is formed, whereas under dilute conditions, in everywhere, that is going to be forming nitric oxide, that is +2 oxidation state is formed. This is once again nitrogen dioxide followed by what? This is nitric oxide, that is NO formation takes place. Noble metals, Rm, platinum, iridium, rhodium, these are the noble metals. They are generally unreactive, but they are also made to be soluble on reaction with the HNO3. Here what happens is 3 times of HCl and the 1 time of HNO3 when combines with one another, that leads to the formation of nascent chlorine. Chlorine atoms are generated. Look at the reaction once. HNO3 followed by HCl, it is going to forming nitrosyl chloride, whereas oxidation number of nitrogen is +3, reduced by 2 units. That is a reduction. Hence oxidation should occur counterly. Here chlorine is maintaining -1 is converted to 0. Nascent chlorines are generated. Nascent chlorine implies chlorine present in the atomic state. That is atomic chlorine is generated. Atomic chlorine is radical chlorine, that is very reactive. That chlorine reacts with the Rm and forms Rm chloride. Even one molecule of HCl extra is present, it forms a complex, that is fluoroauric acid is formed, which is soluble. Now Rm is present in the soluble situation, liquid system. It is not present as a solid. Similarly, here platinum also combination with chlorine forms platinum tetrachloride, which on reaction with another 2 molecules of HCl, it gives chloroplatinic acid H2PtCl6, a complex, a soluble complex. Thus here the overall reactions related to the Rm Akbargia reaction and the platinum Akbargia reactions are, once again if you look at, here 1 molecule of HCl is required, and here I am requiring 3 chlorine atoms, whereas 2 chlorines are coming from 3 HCls, 1 chlorine is coming from 1.5, 1 chlorine is coming from 1.5 implies I am expecting 3 will be coming from 4.5, 4.5 plus 1, 5.5, so 5.5 as a quantity of double, it will becomes equal to 11. So 2 atoms plus 3 HNO3 plus 11 HCl, it is converted to chloroauric acid followed by nitrosyl chloride and the water molecule. Here also it is very clear, 2 HCl it is required, and these 2 Cls are coming from 3 HCls, whereas I required 4 are coming from 6 plus these 2, total 8 HCls are required. In the same way you can count for the HNO3, platinum followed by 2 molecules of HNO3 plus 8 HCl is converted to chloroplatinic acid NOCl 4H2O. Thus noble metals on reaction with HNO3 goes a soluble complex like chloroauric acid followed by what? Chloroauric acid and the chloroplatinic acids. Reactions with the organic compounds, whereas HNO3 is acting as both oxidizing agent as well as nitrating agent. On behalf of the conditions, at some places it is just acting as oxidizing agent, it just acting as nitrating agent at some other places. See, sawdust and the turpentine oil, whenever poured with the nitric acid, they catches fire. And sugar is converted to oxalic acid on reaction with fuming nitric acid. Similarly, glycerin is converted to trinitroglycerin. Toluene is converted to trinitrotoluene, that is TNT, which is used as explosive. Benzene on reaction with nitration mixture is converted to nitrobenzene, that is nitro derivatives of organic compounds are prepared. Even skin on reaction with the nitric acid, the protein present in skin, keratin, combines with the nitric acid and gives yellow dots. Those are said to be xanthoproteins. And the uses of nitric acid, it is used as fertilizers manufacturing, that is the basic fertilizers like ammonium nitrate and the calcium nitrate are prepared from the nitric acid. And as an explosives preparation like TNT, trinitroglycerin, that is nitroglycerin, trinitrotoluene, picric acid, trinitrophenol, gun cotton, that is nitrocellulose, followed by it is used as a rocket fuel, rocket propellant related propellant fuel, and also as an oxidizer. Till now what we made the discussions. Similarly, in the purification of the noble metals like platinum, rm, and also in etching of metals, like these are all are the benefits and the uses of the nitric acid. Let us go for the next part of the discussion, or the next half of the discussion, that is oxy acids of the phosphorus. Phosphorus is maintaining two important oxidation states. One is +3 and second one is +5. Group number is 5, hence maximum oxidation state is 5, that is +5, and the next possible highest stable oxidation state is 3, that is +3. So therefore phosphorus with +5 oxidation state is said to be ic acid, that is phosphoric acid. Similarly, the next stable oxidation state is said to be us acid, that is said to be phosphorus acid. In that, phosphorus is maintaining +3 as its oxidation state. There are some other technical terminologies. We will use the word oftenly like hypo, meta, pyro and peroxy. What is the meaning of that one? Let us have a discussion. First of all, let us go for hypo. Hypo stands for, hypo is not an independent word. For an acid, we will use the suffix hypo. The meaning is compare it to the root acid, compare it to the mother acid. Here the new acid is having one oxygen less. If less quantity of oxygen is present, then we will use the word hypo. Similarly, meta, the word we will use, the meaning of meta is compare it to the, it is also dependent word. Just like a prefix we will use, compare it to the original structure of the acid. Here water quantity is less. If it is less by water molecules, then we will use the word meta. And pyro is indicating that heat. Pyro stands for, generally the meaning is on heating two units combine in such a way that water molecule is eliminated. That is 2 units minus water if elimination takes place, just like anhydride formation occurs. And such kind of acids are said to be pyro acids. The last one is peroxy. If excess quantity of oxygen is there, then we will use the word peroxy. Thus, hypo stands for less by oxygen, peroxy stands for excess oxygen, pyro stands for 2 of units minus water elimination, meta stands for water elimination from its own originally without any dimerization. Thus, these are the words generally we will use. Let us go for the all varieties of phosphorus acids, that is phosphoric acid followed by phosphorus acid. Let us begin our discussion with phosphoric acid. Phosphoric acid H3PO4, in that phosphorus is maintaining +5 is the oxidation state. It will form total 5 connectivities. Out of 5 connectivities, 3 are with the OHs and other one with the oxygen with phosphorus followed by double bond oxygen. This is phosphoric acid structure H3PO4, a tribasic acid. It can donate its 3H plus ions. It is replaced by any of the metals like cation, sodium, magnesium, etc. So therefore this is H3PO4. Count the number of hydrogens. Hydrogens are 3. Phosphorus is 1. Oxygens are 4. That is H3PO4. Whereas this H3PO4 on heating 2 units of H3PO4 combines with elimination of water molecules. Such kind of system is known as what? Pyro system. So therefore pyro, when it forms, water molecule elimination takes place from one of them OH, from other H eliminates, and these two are connected in such a way that oxygen linkage is present between the two phosphorus. And here phosphorus is once again maintaining same 5 as the oxidation state. It is derivative of phosphoric acid of type what? Pyro. Hence it is said to be pyrophosphoric acid. It is a tetrabasic acid and the formula is H4P2O7. Hope it is clear. Let us go for the meta. What is meant by meta? Meta of phosphoric acid is phosphoric acid's brother, younger brother. So therefore here phosphoric acid followed by elimination of water molecule takes place. From here hydrogen, from here OH minus, both are eliminated and it is connected with the coordinate covalent bond. So therefore if I write that one, that will be nothing but what? HPO3 is the structure, formula and structural representation, and this is said to be metaphosphoric acid. That is elimination of water from single entity without heating, without formation of any anhydride is said to be metaphosphoric acid. The next one is peroxyphosphoric acid. If excess quantity of oxygen is there, then we will go that one, we will say that one as peroxy. Instead of that OH bond, here another one oxygen is inserted between them, thus it is having excess oxygen and it is said to be what? Peroxyphosphoric acid. One peroxy bond is there, hence it is peroxy monophosphoric acid. Formula is H3PO5, peroxy monophosphoric acid, and this one is HPO3, metaphosphoric acid. Getting clear? Hence, here phosphoric acid and its derivatives, pyrophosphoric acid. Similarly, here metaphosphoric acid and the peroxy monophosphoric acid. There is no hypo because +5 state is highest state, and another one next important next to the +5 state is +3. We named it as phosphorus acid. Hence, we never go for elimination of, that is removal of oxygen followed by hypo. We can't use for the extreme level of phosphorus, that is higher oxidation state containing phosphorus related acids. So hypo what is used generally for the lower oxidation state containing phosphorus. That is possible in case of phosphorus acid, not in phosphoric acid. Let us go for the phosphorus acid. Phosphorus acid is H3PO3. Whereas here oxygen quantity is less, oxidation number of phosphorus is also less. Here oxidation number is +3. +3 is the next to the group number, hence it is said to be important phosphorus acid. Phosphorus acid and corresponding structure, it is dibasic acid. Whereas from here also, on heating, if suppose elimination of water takes place, thus it leads to the formation of pyroacid. Pyro of what? Phosphorus acid, hence it is said to be pyrophosphorus acid. It is dibasic acid, it is not the tetrabasic acid, and formula is H4P2O7, H4P2O5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that is H4P2O5 is the formula, and that is known as pyrophosphorus acid. This is pyrophosphorus acid. The next one is hypo, comes here because it is low. That's what we are using the word hypo. If you remove the oxygen, if one of the oxygen is replaced like this, if oxygen is replaced, phosphorus is connected with the hydrogen, such kind of acid is said to be hypophosphorus acid. This is hypophosphorus acid, and the formula is H3PO2, one oxygen is less. Thus, these are the different varieties of the acids of the phosphorus, that is phosphoric acid and its family consisting of phosphoric acid is tribasic acid, formula is H3PO4. Pyrophosphoric acid is tetrabasic acid and the formula is H4P2O7. Metaphosphoric acid is generally unstable, it is present either in cyclic form or in the polymeric form. Okay, let us individual as a discrete molecule. If you feel the discussion is metaphosphoric acid, it is monobasic acid, that is HPO3. Whereas peroxy monophosphoric acid H3PO5, formula and the structure and the number of connectivities and nature of connectivities. And phosphorus acid H3PO3, that is dibasic acid. Similarly, pyrophosphorus acid, it is also dibasic acid, formula is H4P2O5. If oxygen is eliminated, that is said to be what? Hypophosphorus acid, and here it is monobasic acid, H3PO2 is the formula. These are the different varieties of phosphorus related acids, names and corresponding structures, acidity, and why the names are given, and the general way to remember the things in a easy fashion as per the concept is concerned related to the phosphorus related various acids. The special case of phosphorus acid, that is metaphosphoric acid. Metaphosphoric acid, that is formed by phosphoric acid by losing water molecule individually from the discrete system. It leads to the formation of H3PO4. With the elimination of water molecule, it is converted to HPO3, that is said to be metaphosphoric acid. The tentative formula of metaphosphoric acid is one OH connectivity is there because it is oxo acid, and every phosphorus is connected with oxygen with the double bond. That is common rule everywhere. In every variety of the oxy acids of phosphorus, at least one OH because it is oxy acid, and another one is P double bond O is present, and remaining oxygen is covalently bonded with the phosphorus. But it is not existing as like that in the form of discrete monomer. Either it may be present as a cyclic trimer or a polymer system. Whereas in cyclic trimer system, three phosphorus metaphosphorus units are connected in such a way that every particular phosphorus is having one is double bond oxygen followed by OH is present. We may consider that this particular coordinate covalent bond is partial positive and the partial negative charges. These are connected one with other. These are connected one with other. This is positive, this is negative. Once again, this is positive, this is negative, this is positive, this is negative. Like this, 6 atoms are present in the ring alternatively with phosphorus and the oxygens. Every phosphorus is connected with double bond oxygen followed by one OH group. Thus, HPO3 thrice is said to be cyclic trimer of the metaphosphoric acid. In this way, it can be present. And another one is polymeric form. In the similar way, if it is not connected and extended, like many number of atoms are connected, that is said to be polymeric form of metaphosphoric acid HPO3 n times. There is no elimination of any simple entities like water, nothing is present because it is having coordinate covalent bond having positive and negative charges. If we write in the form of the natural covalent bond, else you may consider that is also equal to double bond having one unit positive, one unit negative by breaking of that pi bond, hence it is involved in connectivity with the other, thus it leads to the formation of the polymer. And some important discussions related to the phosphorus related oxyacids properties is, some of the phosphorus related oxyacids are having P and H connectivity. That pH bond is weak bond because hydrogen is smaller atom, phosphorus is bigger atom, hence it can be broken. Compared to NH bond, pH bond is weak. So in these cases where pH connectivity is there, it is acting as source of hydrogen. If it is acting as source of hydrogen, naturally it is acting as good reducing agent. So therefore, that pH bond containing acids are good reducing agents. We have three acids. One is phosphorus acid, H3PO3. In that one pH connectivity is there. Formula is H3PO3. Already we made the discussion. Phosphorus with +3 oxidation state. And second one is hypophosphorus acid. From here, if oxygen is eliminated, then what happens here? It leads to the formation of lower oxidation state. That will be +3 minus 2, that will becomes equal to +1 state, that is hypophosphorus acid. In this, two pH connectivities are there, and very common one, that is pyro. Pyro implies what? Same oxidation state is maintained by heating from two molecules. If water molecule is eliminated, that leads to the formation of pyrophosphorus acid, and formula is H4P2O5. This is dibasic acid, this is monobasic acid, and this is dibasic acid. Here, in this case, it is having one pH connectivity. Here, it is having two pH connectivities. So, therefore, that hypophosphorus acid is strongest reducing agent compared to the phosphorus acid. Now, here it is also having two pH connectivities. The more the pH bonds, the more will be the reducing property. Whichever phosphorus acid is having directly connectivity of phosphorus with hydrogen, in that case, the reduction property, reducing property to make the others to undergo reduction property increases, and these are also acting as reducing agents. The best reducing agent out of all varieties of the phosphoruses is the hypophosphorus acid because it is connecting with two hydrogens, pH and pH. Two pH bonds are there. The more the pH bonds, the higher will be the reduction ability. The next part is the action of heat and the water over the oxyacids of the phosphorus. See, in the early classes of the discussion, already we made the discussion is formed by removal of water. Similarly, an addition of water, it will be converted to parent acid. And in the same way, pyro is formed by what? Elimination of water from the two units. If I add water, it will be converted to parent. Thus, here action of heat as well as action of water is compulsory for the discussion of the different varieties of oxyacids of the phosphorus. Let us go for action of heat. See, on strong heating what happens and which particular phosphorus acids are converted to others. Let us have a discussion. See, this is hypophosphorus acid. Hypophosphorus acid is maintaining very less oxidation number, that is compared to +3 it is having little value, that is +1. The formula is H3PO2, and if you want the structure also I will write the structure, that is hypophosphorus acid. This hypophosphorus acid is maintaining least oxidation state hence it can undergo oxidation and the reduction process, that is, it want to participate in redox reactions because this is the least oxidation state. Hence, it can increase its oxidation number to the 5 value and it can decrease its oxidation number to the least value of hydride, that is phosphine. Thus, hypophosphorus acid H3PO2, which is maintaining +1 oxidation state, on heating it is converted to one is orthophosphoric acid and second one is phosphine. Similarly, phosphorus acid is maintaining +3 is the oxidation state, and this +3 oxidation state containing phosphorus acid on heating, once again it is converted to orthophosphoric acid, that is H3PO4 followed by phosphine PH3. Thus, in these two, it will participate in disproportionation reaction. Phosphorus with lower oxidation number, medium oxidation number is increased at one spot and decreased at one spot. Thus, phosphorus acid and the hypophosphorus acid, because these are having the intermediate oxidation states. One is phosphorus acid +3 and compare it to +3, another less value is hypophosphorus acid. These two lower oxidation number containing acids of the oxyacids of the phosphorus on heating undergoes disproportionation without losing water molecule, because there is no chance to lose the water molecule. This is formed by losing of oxygen from here to there. There is no water quantity extra that can be given out from the system. That is possible from the phosphoric acid but not from the other systems. So therefore here on heating there is no chance for losing of water, hence they undergo disproportionation and converted to higher oxidation number containing phosphorus oxyacids like orthophosphoric acid and the phosphine. This is case 1. Case 2, suppose if it is having a chance to lose water molecule, then what happens? This is possible if there is no reduction, if there is no oxidation, and that can be possible if it is maintaining higher oxidation state. Once again I am making this one to your prime notice. Yes, elimination of water is possible if it is maintaining higher oxidation state. If it is not maintaining higher oxidation state, then it will participate in disproportionation. So to participate in disproportionation, it should maintain intermediate oxidation state. If it is higher, then there is no chance of chemical transformation. In that case, they are readily involves in heating related things in which water is generally eliminated and some other new compounds are found. Suppose if I go for orthophosphoric acid, here the oxidation number is +5, highest. So therefore it loses water at lower temperature on heating at lower temperature and it is converted to pyrophosphoric acid, whereas once again here on heating what it is doing, it is losing water and it is converted to pyrophosphoric acid. Similarly, this pyrophosphoric acid whichever is formed on heating at some higher temperature compared to case number 1, here once again it loses water molecules and as a result it is going to be forming metaphosphoric acid, that is what HPO3 formation occurs. This metaphosphoric acid once again on heating it leads to the formation of what P2O5, that is phosphorus pentoxide formation takes place. Now observe here from left to right what happening here, water molecule is eliminated. Whereas for phosphorus whatever the quantity is there, for phosphorus here number of oxygens are 3.5. Now the oxygens are reduced to what? 3 implies half molecule of water is eliminated. And from here once again water is eliminated and it is converted to P2O5. Here also you can count phosphorus consisting of how many oxygens? 3 here. Whereas 2 phosphorus it is having 5. So therefore for 2 phosphorus it has to be 6. 6 is converted to 5. That is 1 water molecule is eliminated. Thus phosphoric acid is converted to pyrophosphoric acid. Pyrophosphoric acid is converted to metaphosphoric acid and metaphosphoric acid is converted to phosphorus pentoxide. Such kind of things are happening on heating on the higher oxidation number containing acids of the phosphorus, that is orthophosphoric acid to pyro to meta to phosphorus pentoxide. Similarly, effect of water, what will happen over the different varieties of the phosphorus oxyacids, because some are pyro, they can be converted to mothers, and some are meta, they can be converted to mother, and some are pH bond containing systems, they can be converted to highest oxidation number containing system with liberation of nascent hydrogen. Thus let us have a look what's happening when water is added to the oxyacids of the phosphorus. Suppose metaphosphoric acid is there. Meta is nothing but what? it is having less quantity of water. If I add water, it is once again converted to parent quantity, that is what orthophosphoric acid is obtained. Similarly, whatever pyro is there, pyrophosphoric acid is converted to orthophosphoric acid. Similarly, pyrophosphorus acid is also converted to phosphorus acid. That is also possible. Now the next extreme case is pH bond containing oxy acids of the phosphorus. Those are two. One is phosphorus acid, second one is what? That is hypophosphorus acid. Phosphorus acid is H3PO3, oxidation number is +3, and in this case what happens is one pH connectivity is there. Such kind of phosphorus acid on reaction with water, what it will be doing is this OH is replaced by this pH bond is replaced by OH of water. This H and this H, two hydrogen, nascent hydrogens will be liberated. Similarly, in case of hypophosphorus acid, hypo means what? Less by oxygen quantity. The structure will be like this here. Instead of oxygen, directly hydrogen is connected to the phosphorus. This on reaction with water, this H is replaced by OH. This H, and water molecules 2 H's. 4 H's will be liberated out, and it is acting as strongest reducing agent. Similarly, that pyrophosphoric acid, which is converted to pyrophosphorus acid, that also converts to phosphorus acid. Once if it is converted to phosphorus acid, once again the same story is repeated. Thus, why certain phosphoric or phosphorus acids are acting as strongest reducing agents, and what is the reason for the reducing nature, and which particular phosphorus acid is strongest reducing agent, where more number of quantity, more amount of nascent hydrogen is produced. These of all things are explained in a clear version here in case of the oxy acids of the phosphorus. The next part is some important compounds of the 5th group related elements and the compounds. One is amatol. Amatol is ammonium nitrate and the TNT, trinitrotoluene combination, which is used as explosive. If any explosion occurs, the SCAD will search for the composition, whether that is ammonium nitrate, TNT, or any other, that is ammonium nitrate and TNT, because from the ammonium nitrate, nitrogen gas will be liberated. If gas liberates, all of a sudden then explosion occurs in such a way that the materials, the solid materials, rocks and nails will work as bombs. So amatol, ammonium nitrate and TNT, which is used as an explosive, is of 5th group elements related compound. CAN is not steric ammonium nitrate. CAN is calcium nitrate and the ammonium nitrate combination, which is used as a fertilizer. This is nitrogen fertilizer. Once again here, ammonium nitrate on heating, it leads to the nitrogen. Thus nitrogen fertilizer, calcium nitrate and the ammonium nitrate combination. The next one is tartar emetic. Tartar emetic is potassium antimonyl tartarate. This is tartaric acid. Yes, the two ends of tartaric acid are connected in such a way that one side antimonyl oxide is there and other side potassium is there. That is potassium antimonyl tartarate. This is used as a medicine in parasitic infections, that is whichever parasites will produce infections for them, and also in the expectorant, that is those which can reach our mucus and causes irritation, in order to suppress them as a medicine for the expectorant and the parasitic infections, etc. This tartar emetic is used, which is combination of potassium antimonyl tartarate. These of all are the 5th group elements.